Hello, hello. Welcome into Animan Plus, episode 103. I'm Alex I was walking through. Hopefully you're having an incredible day today. No matter if you're watching this live alongside of us, watching after that, or listening to this show after the fact on one of the many audio platforms that we're on. We appreciate the hell out of you. I got my guy Zach in here in studio with me. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm really happy. This was actually a pretty decent week, just across the board.
In a lot of ways, yeah. Just across the board, doesn't matter if it's just Animan Plus, everything. Honestly, pretty good week. And hopefully it's going to keep on getting better. We'll see. You know what can make your day better, though?
What?
Some Rogue Energy. Use the referral link down below and pick up some Rogue Energy like the Black Cherry Lemonade, as well as the new hydration flavors. Did you see those? You got any interest in those? One's like a Skittles and one's like a strawberry, I think it was strawberry bubblegum.
Oh, I missed them announcing those. The last one I knew was Moon Dust.
Yeah, those the latest announcement. One is Skittles and one is strawberry bubblegum. I'm interested in the Skittles one.
I'm more interested in the strawberry one.
All right, so I'll get Skittles. You get to strawberry. We'll swap out some scoops. We'll try them out.
Yeah.
How about that? Bet. But yeah, get some Rogue Energy as well as check out Agent Ink and pick up a jersey. Animan Plus is by far the best jersey we have on that website. We 100% appreciate that support. Join the Discord. Make sure to follow, subscribe, wherever you are, whatever you're listening on. Make sure to just show some support. Be a friend, tell a friend, and we'd appreciate that. One thing I do want to shout out, just because I thought it was cool, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you know, it's you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much, but it's like I take a lot of pride in, celebrating milestones as they happen. You know what I mean? Shout out to our YouTube channel, now passing 30K viewers all time. So that's pretty cool. You know, it's jumped up quite a bit since I've started actually. It's jumped up quite a bit in a short period of time.
Yes.
Since I started utilizing shorts finally. Still getting used to shorts, though, since YouTube's so strict on what is considered a short.
Really?
1 minute. It's just like, man, getting the video, of everything I want.
In a minute?
Yes, everything I want to be in a minute. It's tough sometimes. TikTok's doing well, though. Make sure to follow us over at TikTok, at Sparky3Official. TikTok's been doing well. Appreciate everyone following and liking and commenting. It's been a lot of good conversations, for the most part. Every once in a while you get those bad ones, but that's all right.
All right.
That's okay, and that's fine. That's fine. All right, but so before we jump into some anime and manga chat here for the day, Zach, you got anything you want to shout out?
I just want to throw out the whole Viz Media's YouTube channel has apparently released for free subbed anime and movies of Death Note, Hunter x Hunter, Inuyasha, Mr. Osumatsu, Naruto, and Sailor Moon as of today.
That's quite the lineup, honestly.
Yeah, that is quite a lot.
And, I've seen some other channels that are, like, more, I guess, open to putting, like, a backlog of shows that they own on YouTube and just letting you watching it there for free. And that's pretty sick. And I really hope more companies will get on board with that. I understand not wanting to, put out any brand new content. Totally get that. No big deal. But like when you have like an epic backlog catalog, from shows from like 15 years ago, put them on YouTube. I mean, come on, it's fine.
2 decades going on 3.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not a big deal, dude. So I do like that for sure. I don't think I have anything personally that I need to shout out. I'm doing a quick scroll of the Twitters to confirm. I mean, we got some more. Bleach info next week. Shout out to that. Looking forward to that. The Emergence in Shadow apparently is going to have a major announcement on the 22nd. It's probably just a season 2. I know season 1 was actually received pretty well.
Either that or a movie.
Yeah, that was a show that I definitely had on my radar. Didn't end up checking it out strictly because of where it was.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the site that it's on.
I don't remember where it was either. I just know it was a pain. We had to do a workaround to watch it.
Yeah, like it was either we're going to have to do a workaround to watch it or just pay for another subscription for some place that we're never going to use for anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's whatever site it's on. It's like it's an official streaming service. Like it's not like it's some bullshit thing.
Yeah, not some random one.
Oh, here's something. Like I saw this yesterday.
Okay.
And I almost shit my pants because I was just like, "Are you kidding me?"
Okay.
I didn't know this series is still ongoing. Apparently, Noragami is about to end. I did not know it was still ongoing.
Yeah, it was still going.
I did not know that. It's finally about to end, though, with the next
I didn't realize
volume.
you had ever looked into that series before.
Long time ago.
Oh.
Long time ago.
Yeah, it gets sort of weird towards them, like volume 10 or so. At least for me personally, got a bit weird.
Yeah, did not know that.
And then my series, which is supposed to get an anime sometime this year, Delicious in a Dungeon. It's volume
Oh
12
my
came out.
Jesus Christ!
If you haven't heard me talk about it, it's literally a book about a party who loses one of the party members' sister to a dragon. So they go inside the dungeon with a dwarf they meet up with and realize we don't have supplies. And the dwarf begins to cook and create food of everything they kill in the dungeon. And at some point becomes a gourmet festival of them just going and killing things to eat rather than going and saving the sister.
So it's gonna be in the lineup, right?
When it comes out, yeah.
All right, bet. Looking forward to hearing about it. Speaking of being on the lineup, I know we've kind of mentioned this before, but as far as I know, our new co-host is set to start in the summer. So shout out to that. Shout out to me and him chat about it last night.
Cool.
He may pop in a little bit sooner. We'll see, but I know summer for sure is his projected for not only this show but for Game Static. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I sent him the idea I talked to you about where it's like let's do a versus thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like two hosts debate about something and one be the judge, and he's just like, when do you want to do that? I'm like, whenever, bro, because those would be good pre-records for the back pocket. Anytime we need to take a break.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so that's something we may need to consider for sure.
We need to get something to put on the couch.
Yeah, besides Josh's pillow. Shout out to Josh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josh. Miss Josh.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Not actually RIP, just for the record. No, it's not actually. He's living life, man. He's great. he's fantastic. I just sent him some memes earlier. He didn't respond though because he's a prick.
Because he's dead.
He's not dead. Calm down. Relax. I can't think of anything else to shout out before we get into things. Can you? I feel like there's something in my brain that I wanted to throw out there to the world, but I'm totally blanking on it.
I mean, the next part of Attack on Titan comes out in a week or two.
Yeah, it does. Honestly, I'm actually like really excited for this upcoming spring set.
Okay,
anime.
I thought you were about to say Attack on Titan. I was about to be like, what?
No. Attack on Titan's overrated. It's like I've made my opinion and stance very clear on that show on multiple occasions. But no, the spring, just the spring batch, man. I think we actually have a damn good spring batch if we're gonna be honest.
Fairly decent one, yeah.
I'm actually really excited. Oh, I know what I was gonna shout out. Just a little, I guess, update on my volume purchasing. I bought a couple more volumes recently. Apparently, our local Barnes and Noble started carrying the 86 manga.
Oh,
Yeah, so that was a nice little find. I didn't even look for that initially. I was going to see what other 86 light novels they had. They had volume 11, which I do not have. But then when I'm looking over there, I see another 86 volume that's like very, all the light novels, they're just black spine, whatever. And I see something else 86. It's clearly not that. I'm like, what's this? And I pull it. I'm like, oh, it's the manga. Cool. And I got volumes 2 and 3. They didn't have 1, unfortunately. I'll have to fall back up. And then also because it's honestly a shame that I forgot this of all people, but I totally forgot that Yozakura Family had an English release. So I'm sitting there looking around for stuff, and I just see a random ass cart of something that a dude's stalking, right? And I was kind of peeking on it as well. So, honestly, I'm trying to hunt for 86 manga volume 1 is what I'm looking for. I'm looking everywhere for it, and I'm just looking through, and I just see Yozakura Family volume 3. I'm like, oh shit, it does have an English release, doesn't it? So I got volume 1 of Yozakura Family as well. So some nice little pieces that I'm working on my collection for. Shout out to the Barnes & Noble's premium membership that I have.
Hey.
you get a discount. Well, I figure with me and my lady, we go there so much, you might as well. It's really not that much.
I had it for like 2 years. Then
Really?
Yeah, because it was like an annual payment thing.
It was, yeah. That's what, yeah. Because like it was only $25 a year.
Yeah.
As I signed up for it in November because I was like, shit, we come here so much, might as well. It's you get a discount on the coffee because she wanted coffee or something and books and so like well, no, fuck not. But they actually already got rid of it and they already changed it.
Yep.
Now it's like the premium membership. It's $40 for a year and it's got more perks to it. I'm like, and I got to upgrade it for free since I got grandfathered in. So I'm like, cool. Like, all right, bet. Save some money on buying my manga. So let's go. All right, let's jump into some stuff. We'll start with BLUELOCK today, since it is the headliner that I have set up for us. What an episode, dude!
That was good.
I watched that one today on lunch and at work, and man, that was a banger of an episode, top to bottom. And I want to further stress for anyone that has not seen BLUELOCK, and I want to say this: like, even if you're not interested in Blue Lock, you're not interested in sports anime, but you're just like you're a passionate fan of anime, right? And you just love how the different visualizations for stuff. At least take the time to go look at like how Blue Lock visualizes things for you.
Yes.
Because dude, it's so good. Because it was on full display this whole episode of just how beautiful they visualize things for you. And to represent different things happening within the character's mind and their psyche and stuff. And bro, this episode was awesome. As I have for the title, Demon King Barou was born, because that's essentially what it was. He in the span of these couple episodes, he went from like thinking he's the king to him being the donkey to now him being back to a king, but as a villain is the way he puts it. So like a demon king, I thought was the proper way to put it.
Accepts that he's not going to be the one always on the light, so he's decided that he's fine with being the villain. As long as he's still a king.
Yeah, as long as he's still a king, he's fine with being the villain and trying to wash out someone else's light, because he knows now he's not going to always be the dude that's shining on the field. Sometimes he may get outshined like he did by Nagi and Isagi. And I got to say also, just the little tidbits, there at the end, like it's just. Nagi is probably my favorite character in Blue Lock. Nagi is fantastic. I love the when he jumped on Barou's back at the day, he's like, "Oh, Barou, good job." But overall, this episode was awesome. What was your total thoughts on it?
It was done very well. I knew it was going to be a very good ending just from as I have read past this point, so I was looking forward to how they did the visualization and everything, because even in the manga during that chapter, it was very obvious just the dark shades of colors and whatnot they did during Barou's transformation, and the whole taking from the previous episode, the trail of bones that was seen as a dead end, and then reusing that in this episode to lead to his path of the more or less dead that he's left behind, or people's limelight holding him down from being able to pass.
Yep.
Getting that visualization of him going, if I pass this, I'm just become another washed up. And seeing a future with Isagi playing for the
playing in the World Cup, and he's just drinking beer on the couch and stuff. Like, he saw that in 1 second. This man saw his whole future if he passed that ball. Which also shout out to this episode as well. Just like Isagi and Nagi right now, like in this whole match, they were just on a completely different level, to the point where like Isagi being on a totally different plane right now, where he forced a pass out of Barou, where he just like they get the ball and he just turns to Barou. He's like, "Pass it to me," and Barou just does this subconsciously. Boop.
Yeah, just kicks it. He's like, he forced me to pass, and gets that feeling. This is what everyone else has felt like that I've done to them.
Yep. It's like, this is what it's like to be a supporting role.
Because it is definitely a very interesting contrast compared to the previous episode, where it was Nagi trying to find a way to get Barou to work for him. And then we get this episode, which is just entirely Barou's mental state of being during this. Because we get a little bit from Nagi at the beginning of him, or not Nagi, Isagi talking with Nagi and whatnot, but nothing internal. And it was literally just all Barou's internal thinking, and then a little bit of Rio and them trying to get that last goal that they needed.
Yeah, and for anyone listening that doesn't know about Blue Lock or anything, like when we're talking about Barou, just imagine the biggest like a super badass character that's just like, "Oh fuck you, I'm gonna do my own thing."
Completely conceited.
Yeah, completely. That is the character that we are talking about. So like in this episode alone, man, he got knocked down a few pegs, but then he also climbed back up a few more pegs when he became the Demon King essentially at the end. Because like in that ending, with his like awakening, whatever, he basically figured out how to do like those super intense chops that he was doing, and they were just like, "How did you know? Like, how long have you been able to do that?" He's like, "It just came to me on the spot, man." It just came to me on the spot. But one thing that I also really liked about this whole like interaction, like especially at the end, is while there's obviously that level of hatred that Barou has, obviously it's on display to an extent. There's also that level of respect, because it was like he called Isagi, where Nagi pointed out, he's like, "Oh, you called him
by his name. Yeah, call me by my name."
And he called him whatever he said. He's like, "No, that's not my name. Call me by my name."
Yeah, and it's not necessarily a hatred, but more of contempt towards everyone else.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you're in for a treat in the last couple episodes. Next episode, we're not going to get much, but the next episode is going to be the rematch with Ren's team.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
Out of curiosity, who do you think they pick to join them?
I was thinking about that because, yeah, got to keep in mind the team is, of course, Ryo, Chigiri, and Kunigami. I feel like they may go with. I feel like the obvious answer is Chigiri or Kunigami. I feel like that's the obvious answer.
Okay.
At least that's my opinion. I would probably go Chigiri.
Okay.
That is kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, because they left with a nice little cliffhanger. Whereas like all of them, even Barrow's just like, oh yeah, we do have to pick someone. Like where he wasn't negative about it,
Yeah.
Like Barrow's like, and that also kind of tells to his character development in just these couple episodes. 'Cause I feel like Barrow in just a few episodes ago, like if they would have won, before this whole match how it went down, he would have been like, I don't care, and walk out. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's like the level of character he was.
Well, no, they did discuss it, and he more said if they were going to choose, he would pick Kunigami.
Yeah, true, just because of his physicality and stuff. Yeah. No, BLUELOCK was awesome this week. Really enjoyed that watch today. I cannot get over the visualization of this series, and I'm looking forward to actually reading this because I'm gonna pick up the manga once the anime this first season's done. I want to enjoy this first season as it is now, and then I'm gonna pick up the manga. And I'm looking forward to seeing how well it's done in the manga. What do you? Do you think the manga is still better in terms of visualization, or do you think the anime really does it justice where it's almost better?
Oh, the manga does good, but the anime definitely does it justice.
Okay.
Allowing just because of the fluid movement and everything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it in the manga. Because there are certain aspects about the manga that I do know about, like future events and stuff, like just little things that's kind of popped up here and there.
Yeah.
Kind of like I guess the main thing that I know is where the manga is currently at week to week. I know where like our characters are.
Okay.
I know what they're up to.
Yeah.
Is basically the best thing. When you back, says Steve. When you back on what, my guy? What are we winning you back on? Are we winning you back on BLUELOCK? Did you drop it? BLUELOCK is phenomenal. Like today's episode was unfreaking believable. With just like the evolution of Barrow's character over these last couple of episodes. Barrow passed, man. He got a Isagagi forced him to pass. I mean, it was a time. Isagagi was on a different level. Now, did you really drop it, BLUELOCK, though? Is that what we're running you back on? Because if you drop BLUELOCK, it's really disappointing. You were so pumped for it there when you were actually checking it out. Zach, why don't you hit maybe a couple of your series, since I'm the slacker here on the show, and I've only got 3 that I'm watching.
Okay. Well, I'll hit a Campfire Cooking in Another World. Honestly, not much happened to this. More or less, our MC's been trying to learn earth magic, so Fel decides that the best way to learn is to continue putting him in danger. It increased his fire magic last time, so he's going to do the same with his earth magic. So he drags him to a dungeon and forces him into a dungeon. And he's just all, no, we're not doing this. And Fel's like, your ass is getting in there regardless if I have to drag you in there or not. He's like, fine. And he finally tells him that the other world items give stab boosts, so we're going to have a meal before we go in there.
Oh, so he finally revealed that.
Yes.
Okay.
So Fel and his slime Sui. They have a meal. He can increase stats. They go in the dungeon. And then it's just a thing of him fighting creatures, Stone Bullet getting stronger, Sui killing things because the slime has acidic bullets. So, it's fucking brutal, man. Literally, it gets all the way to the end, and he's fighting the Kobold King that's at the bottom, and Fel's just like, I sort of figured this might be with how big of a group there was down here. They're fighting and whatnot. He gets his stone bullet to max, and he runs out of mana, and right before the Kobold King takes him out, Sui gets in the way and hits it with a stream of bullets. And this was a shot. The thing gets hit by the acidic bullets and literally just starts bubbling and melting and turning into a puddle of blood. And he's just going, oh. He said something, and then Sui's just next to him, bouncing all happy like a little slime. And we just see this body decomposing into a puddle of blood.
Damn.
I was like, well, this is a hard contrast.
The Win Me Back was in reference to Batra. That's where he's at right now. He's just a few episodes behind.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, do you love that just that relationship between Isagi and Batra, like that bro moments there? It's like, win me back. Me and Zach joked about that when that episode aired. I just think I love it, honestly. I think it's funny.
It's a very funny dynamic.
Yeah, it's just we're just like it's like you want me, come and get me.
I mean, as long as things go well, Batra should make an appearance next episode.
Okay, well, that's what's up.
But yeah, then it ends with him passing out, him getting dragged out of the dungeon, waking up to Sui, finding out Sui's evolved from a baby slime to a regular slime and can now talk to him.
Oh, he evolved.
She
evolved.
Yes. It didn't really address whether Sui's actually vocally doing the noises, considering it's a slime and doesn't have any like vocal cords or anything, or is telepathically. They don't really address that. They just say Sui can now communicate with us. And then that's pretty much the rest of the episode. Them just addressing that Sui can talk and him making one last meal, and then them having a nice moment of just Sui wanting to call Fel Uncle Fel, and Fel not being okay with this until he made the slime cry, and then being pressured and allow it to call him Uncle Fel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how the episode ended.
All right, now how's To Your Eternity going? Because I'm actually pretty excited to hear you talk about
this
16.
was a great turning point episode because it was the point where Fushi's just fighting on his own because he doesn't want anyone else to suffer, and
Fair enough.
and him just constantly switching people to try and fight unconsciousness and fatigue and everything. Him just charging out, falling into the Noker's trap of where he's destroying the trebuchets, and the trebuchet was a trap, and they were going to imprison him and cut him off. And right at the moment when they're closing it off and whatnot, it busts open, and his rope's being held by Haro, Mezar, and Kaito. Kaito? No, that's not right. I can never remember the third guy's name because I think last week I called him Leto, but that's not his name either. Kai, that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Kai. And Fushi just being, but y'all died. Didn't we tell you? We're immortal. We're back. And then the rest of the episode is him being his strategist in the old man's house, and just the constant thing of them going to different places. They die, he resurrects them somewhere else they're needed. They die again, resurrect. Die, resurrect. Die, resurrect. And then the giant trebuchet, which is shooting giant cannonballs full of Nokers, him imprisoning them and melting them alive and all that fun stuff, leading to him sending the three of them to go take out the trebuchet. And we get to another turning point for Fushi because they destroy the trebuchet. Fushi's all happy because he has three people who can live alongside him and don't die. And he has this, they have the moment where they're all there just like, all right, we'll go back to Rinril. He's just like, oh shit, it's going to take us all night to get there. And then Hakai, not Hakai, I cannot remember people's names right now.
That's why you put on the script like
Oh,
me.
well. One of them decides, well, we can just do this. Blows his fucking head off with
Oh, Jesus.
with Mezar's gun that was hidden in his robes. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we could do that. So Kai kills Mezar, Kai kills himself, and Fushi just gets this look of having to watch his friends and allies, his first allies who can live alongside him, just offing themselves so he can revive them. And the rest of the episode sort of sees Fushi getting desensitized to this as the three of them use this method of killing themselves as a fast travel, and where they're just talking to Fushi and just say, all right. And just see Fushi go from happy to getting everlasting immortal allies to him still having to watch the constant thing of seeing and feeling them die every time before he brings them back. And then right at the end, as he's sort of mulling in this depression and walking the streets, he looks to the side, and on the wall is a muddy handprint.
Oh.
And he remembers March's letter of this means March is doing okay. And then it ends.
Damn, that's a good ending.
Yeah.
That's a good cliffhanger ending, bro. Woo. I gotta watch season 2 at some point. I while you were talking, because it popped back in my mind, because I know I said it last week, I was actually going to pull up the manga randomly and just click the latest chapter just to see where it is. Apparently, it's not on Crunchyroll manga anymore.
Well, we've discussed that Crunchyroll manga is sort of shit. So
It is sort of shit. No, it's not. No. Let's not give them any credit. It's not sort of shit. It is shit.
Okay.
Like they're straight shit. Oh man. Sydney keeps showing me parts of this manga she's reading called, what is it? Not sure what it is. Something Fight Island.
well, I can't help you because I can't see.
Yeah, I know. There you go. Have you heard of it?
Is that supposed to be Dick Fight Island?
See, that's what I thought. I thought it was Dick Fight Island.
Well, unfortunately, I do not know this one.
Oh, I see now. Sorry, Steve. All right, Steve, I wanted the record to be known. The reason why I did not see it is Dick File. I see the original message.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna
It got censored.
Yeah, it got censored. See, Steve, whenever I'm watching everything for chat, I'm watching everything through Restream, right? So I can see chat from Twitch, from the Sparky3 YouTube, from the Animan Plus YouTube. So, like, if anything is filtered, like I now see his comment stupid filtered, and I'm just like, I didn't know what he meant at the time. That's because I have to go over to YouTube itself to actually see your message. So that's on me. I need to learn to pop through everything. But yeah, YouTube with their filter, man.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, they are pretty strict on it.
But if you're enjoying whatever scene she's showing you from that, you might like the series Rooster Fighter.
Oh man, Rooster Fighter's a meme. Rooster Fighter is a meme. Look into Rooster Fighter, Steve. One of you look into Rooster Fighter and give me your thoughts. That is an interesting series.
And actually, it may not be called Rooster Fighter. It may actually be called Cockfighter now that I think about it. I'd have to double check.
Let me look. I'm curious.
That's a troll series that came out like a year ago?
It's Rooster Fighter.
Okay, is it Rooster Fighter?
Yeah,
okay.
Rooster Fighter. Yeah, that is a very interesting series published by Viz Media.
How many chapters does it have now?
That's a good question. Let's see what volume we're at right now. We're up to volume 5 right now.
Shit.
Yeah, we're at volume 5 for Rooster Fighter. Oh shit! It's got an English release, Zach.
I bet it does.
I'm gonna look for a Rooster Fighter volume 1 next time I go out. That's great. Oh man.
Well, that's gonna be on the shelf.
Oh yeah, baby. If I can find Rooster Fighter Volume 1, I'm picking that shit up. Oh, dude. All right, let's hit My Hero. It was a very solid episode. There wasn't a whole lot.
I was about to say, I feel like nothing really happened.
Nothing really happened, but it was a solid episode because of a few little tidbits that you got to see. Where it's like you got to see more into the current character of the My Homeless Academia vigilante, Deku,
yes.
as well as an introduction of another one of the quirks,
yes.
Which is, I think, the 6th user? Maybe?
Fog?
5, 6? I don't know. 5 is Black Whip Doom. Yeah, so 6 is...
6 sounds right.
Yeah, so it's 6. So, which is Cork being Smokescreen, and you get a little conversation with him and just like how much more it's like ramped up over the years.
I was not expecting it to be purple, to be quite honest.
Bro, me too. Like when he came out flying out with a purple cloud, I'm like, what are we doing?
Honestly, whenever it was purple, okay, all I could think was just Jimi Hendrix's song playing the entire time.
I'm sorry, I just opened. Steve sent me a picture of it. I just opened up and there's just a giant dick.
I'm gonna assume it's from that manga.
It is, yeah. There you go. There's a big old schlong for you.
Seems appropriate.
Oh man! All right, get this back over here to me, so I can look at it more.
I mean, by all means, man. Just as long as it didn't get on the stream, we don't need to get banned.
That's true. That's true. Don't need that on the stream. But no, this My Hero episode, like, while there wasn't a whole lot that really happened, it was just, like I said, it was more so you get to see the vigilante side of Deku, essentially, was kind of like the biggest highlight.
Yes.
You also get to see some highlights of just like exactly where the people are, where society is, where you have those two characters, those two heroes
from one of the other academies, third years,
trying to help them out, like come with us, sort of thing. And it's just all of the people, the society in this state of they believe they can rely on themselves more than they can rely on heroes at this point. Which fair with where things are at this moment. But get to see Muscular again. Shout out to that and. Deku one-shot him.
And Deku does,
just one shot.
The traditional duel thing of just cut straight through.
Yeah, it's the traditional trope of former antagonist for our protagonist comes back and he one-shots him. You know what I mean? Like
Muscular was getting all into it and everything.
I know. He was getting pumped. He was getting pumped up. He was ready to go. And one shot. Yes. Well, I mean, the one shot's important.
And then Deku just doing his Batman impression of...
That's true.
He shows up the person
That's
like,
true.
Who are you? You got Iron Maidens. Iron Maiden? It's one of the jailbreakers. Who are...
Confirmed. Deku is Batman. He is. It is kind of it is kind of fascinating and funny to watch and read My Hero and just see like all these different references to hero comics, because I mean obviously this whole series is created from that.
Yeah.
Hikoshi is very publicly said how much he loves West Hero comics, but like just like I feel like the Vigilante Deku arc is Hirokoshi's version of like I want to do some Batman stuff. Like that's the vibe that I get personally.
Yeah, because like he's not revealing his face to anyone.
Yeah,
like he's just straight up hiding in the fog.
The only difference, he's not making his voice super deep. That's the only difference.
People are recognizing his voice.
Yeah.
In which this is like one of the few times where he's always masked up.
Yep. Which is cool, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you don't ever see that.
Because it's and you can tell just because of the tattered look of his costume. Just then seeing him and All Might's relationship during all this, seeing the moment where Deku's saying he's not going back to UA when his mother gets told the whole everything that's happened, why Deku's getting messed up again, and him doing this team up operation with Hawks, All Might, Best Jeanist, and Endeavor, and then Best Jeanist's cool way of holding his phone.
I okay, like as soon as we get that moment where you see Best Jeanist holding his phone, I'm just like, please include Hawks' comment on this.
Yes.
Like I need his comment, because like for anyone that haven't watched this yet, whatever, Best Jeanist holds his phone like this,
like he's gelling his hair.
like he's gelling his hair, and just Hawks is standing behind him, and it's just like, what a cool way to hold his phone.
He's like, he even holds his phone cool.
Which I think in the manga, I think he was just like, what an interesting way to hold a phone.
Yeah.
I think was the exact text in the manga. So like as soon as I saw that scene, I'm like, please include what Hawk said.
Because you just see Hawks and Endeavor looking at him like, the hell?
Yeah, it's like, what is this guy doing? Best Jeanist is great, man. I love Best Jeanist.
He's in his completely own world.
I love it, man. I'm here for it.
And he's so serious about it. Because even like Baka goes, death, murder, explosion.
Yeah, he's by the books, man. He's by the books. He called him by his full hero name. Jesus Christ. Best Jeanist is the top 5 character for me. Best Jeanist is awesome.
Shit.
I was not about Best Jeanist when he was first revealed. I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. But now that I've gotten more, like, that was obviously season 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like now that I've kind of like understand that, okay, everything in My Hero is stupid. I'm here for it. Top 5 character for sure.
And then we get the best next episode. Lady Nagant makes her appearance.
Yo, facts. Well, it makes her second appearance. She was in the prison break.
She makes her appearance.
She makes her official appearance. Her most important appearance is the better way to put it. Which I'm actually really excited for the next episode, honestly.
The next couple episodes should be very entertaining.
Yeah.
Their fight.
Yeah, true. We don't even have much longer on the show. We'll get 5 more episodes.
Yep.
Big sad. Honestly, I mean, you look across the board, seasons wrap it up pretty quickly. We're already halfway through with Tokyo Avengers. BLUELOCK's coming to a close in like 6 episodes. Mm-hmm. Do you have an idea where it's going to end?
What, BLUELOCK?
Yeah. Since it's ending on episode 24, do you have a kind of general idea?
I can only assume it either ends at the end of the selection or after the one match finishing up that selection.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and then your To Your Eternity ends in 4 episodes.
Yep.
This was season 1 more of an emotional journey?
Yes.
I figured. Because like me even knowing the content for this one, I feel like season 1 is definitely more of the emotional gut punch than season 2.
The most emotional part, at least for me, was the
Toneri.
full circle of Toneri's
Yeah.
his death. One of the
Man.
last characters really helped building Fushi's personality for the rest of this series and whatnot. And then the whole him finally getting allies was slightly emotional. Then I think the big thing, because there's not many episodes left, so I'm hoping we get to it, is when he gains his gift from Bon.
Okay. All right, let's hop over Handyman Saito. We'll finish up with Tokyo Avengers. What we got going on, Handyman?
So
how the fuck is this
want to
series
continue to
evolving now?
stress just how every single story put in this whole thing that just seems like a joke in a feel-good series had some fucking purpose. So it finished The previous episode finished with that pillar that the fairy had called forth and turned him with all the eyes shooting off the elf's ear, and begins with the priestess who feels like she owns her elf warrior the more she heals her, which is the whole thing. Literally jumps up and grabs the ear and force recovers it back on. And I was like, it's just my ear, don't worry. No, it's important. Everything. And then everyone coming together to try and fend off this thing. And this thing just becomes a fucking laser disco ball. Because quite literally, we just get constant panning shots of it going around and just its eyes shooting while it's panning around. And everyone doing their best to block it and everything. And then just Saito helps Morlock use his seven Thunder Gods ability. It does nothing. And then all this fun stuff. And then Saito just goes to Morlock, we gotta stop time, Morlock. He's just like, you don't know about that? I do know about that. There's no way you can know. I saw it, Morlock, and I read it. And I forgot to mention this episode. There was a weird thing in one of the previous episodes where Saito's learning all Morlock's spells so he can help Morlock remember incantations. And he sees one spell book that's just chained up. So naturally, Saito, being a handyman, picks the lock, opens it up, and it's a false book with a nice hidden spot in it. And you know what it has in it? A blurred mushroom.
Oh, no.
That looks like a penis.
Oh, of course it does.
And it's a mushroom, and the whole skit is, he's like, what is this? Then the night girl just like, oh, you have a mushroom. Those things are delicious. He's just like, you just eat them.
Penis mushroom.
You just eat them by sucking on them.
Oh my god.
And Saito's like, what? And she grabs it right before it. Morlock comes like, mushrooms? You need a share. He grabs it, and we get a moment of Morlock eating this mushroom. And it's a Morlock.
What is this show?
I want to stress, there was a point to this scene besides just getting an old man eating a mushroom penis. Because
I feel like that was the point.
Because in the book, that was supposedly the hidden thing of hiding this mushroom, this very flavorful mushroom, which was later controlled substance because of how addictive the mushroom is. It had a false bottom. And under the false bottom, which was the real hidden thing, was the spell scrolls for time magic.
Oh my god. Yeah, because that makes sense.
Yes. It was a double hidden thing. It was a hidden thing of hiding this addictive mushroom, which is a controlled substance, which was also hiding a false bottom of magic spells that no one should know.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. And Saito saw it and read it and learned the first spell. So they come up with this plan to use this spell. And then we get a cut of Morlock's past. And the reason why he is how this old forgetful geezer that he is. So during the time when he was becoming a great mage, he had a wife and he had a daughter. And his daughter very much cared for him and made him a necklace with his name and everything on it. And very touching and whatnot. But Morlock was set on becoming the best mage, and it became a thing of him, his daughter being sick, her having fevers at night, and the mother watching over her, and he comes home late night, and he's like, oh, I'm just here to grab some references, and the mother being like, your daughter's having fevers every night. You need to be here with her. He's like, I'm right at this moment of being the best mage. If I don't go, everything I've done will be useless. And he leaves in that night, and he becomes a great mage, recognizes the other mages, and returns home to his daughter dead.
Oh.
She passed. And his wife more or less going, if you were here, you could have saved her with magic. We went to the clinic and whatnot, and there was nobody there to help her because nobody was there for some reason. So his daughter died. His wife leaves him and him more or less going into depression of, how could I be a great mage if I let my own daughter die? And he finds the book about time magically referencing the Great Labyrinth in the Northern Kingdom. He goes there, he enters, and he actually found the secret passage that Saito and the group later found, which opened up to where the area they are now. And he meets the mage that controls time and fights the mage that controls time. Ends up with him losing because he asked the mage to turn back time for him, teach him how to turn back time. He's like, sure, if you beat me. They had their fight. He's like, damn, that was an impressive fight. I'm glad I met you right before I left. I'm going to another world to find more interesting things because this one's done for me. It's like, I'll give you half your wish. You really just want to end your suffering. You don't necessarily need time magic. And wipes all of Morlock's memories. He forgets everything. And he's just like, live a new life. And that's why he's a forgetful mage, because all his memories were wiped. So, goes back to present and them deciding we're going to stop time. And when this time, if the eyes open, take them out. We get this whole big scene of all our frontliners distracting it to keep its eyes open. All of everyone else bringing up shields and whatnot to block the blast so Morlock and Saito can do the spell. Whole big build up and everything. And Saito and Morlock managed to cast a spell. And now, with Morlock's power, they have 100 seconds of Morlock to take out the eyes. But it ends with him casting the spell and him going, there's something I know I was supposed to do. And it's just a capture of everyone's time's frozen, except for Morlock's. And we have 100 seconds before things start again. And Morlock can't remember what the fuck he's supposed to do.
Seriously, what the fuck is this?
This series goes wild, man.
Like,
it's a great series.
Like, dude, you explained the first episode. We go on those couple weeks of a break. And now it's just like everything that you're telling me is that the shit just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Everything had a purpose.
Man.
The author who made this series isn't great.
Man. Well, I'm telling you, everything that you continue to tell me, it just keeps on getting weirder and weirder.
Yes. And it doesn't end yet.
Jeez.
It does not end in the least.
All right, let's finish up some anime chats here with Tokyo Revengers Season 2, Episode 6. Man, things ramping up quick. I mean, it comes back to just the fact that it is a short season, of course. Only being at 12 episodes or whatever it is.
Yes.
But now, I mean, shit's ramping up quick. It is Christmas Eve. We're here. We're doing it. It's time to attempt to fight Kaiju. Attempt.
Yep.
In this episode, you do get the reveal that I think everyone on the planet was essentially waiting for, that Kisaki was going to betray them.
Yep.
Because you get the shot of, Taiju walking in where Takamichi's trying to talk to, Hakai and trying to basically talk him off the ledge, essentially. Like, hey, don't do this. And, then Taiju comes walking in after him, praying to God.
And he's just like, what are you two doing here? And Takamichi goes, what happened to the others?
Yeah.
How do you get in here so easily? Then we get the cut to Kisaki and Hanma tying up Chifuyu.
Yep.
Chifuyu. And him being like, and Kisaki's just like, yeah, no, we're good here. And Hanma asking, so why'd you even help him in the first place? Because he can't do anything. It's more entertaining this way. I was just like, you're a great guy.
That's true. Even though like Kisagi is just an unbearable character, like in terms of like you just fucking hate the guy. He's a well written character. He's
well done. Character.
Yeah, like he's not like a bad written character, but it's like he's meant to the purpose of you fucking hate this guy. Yeah. I love their bromance. I'm not gonna lie.
I just love Hanma's chill. He's constantly chill. Even when they walked out, she was like, I guess this is the end of Hanma's.
Yes.
And Kisaki's just like,
Hanma's
that was our name.
Was that the name that you settled on? Hanma is like perma chill, and I'm here for it
at all times.
Yes, at all times.
He's literally just living his best. Like not any point is he not in that mood.
Yeah, exactly. No, with this episode though, we do have all the siblings there as well.
Yep.
Yuzahara, is that her name, right? Yuzaha. She came in with the intent to try to stab Taiju and kill him, and apparently Takamichi's yell was enough for him to slightly move, where it's not
it was a whole
deep
thing
wound.
where Taiju takes Hakai, throws him around, and he's just like, Takamichi, this is the second time you got involved in family matters.
Yep.
And he just decks the fuck out of Takamichi.
Just a slow-mo, hard crunch punch to his nose. It's like, oh my God.
And him just going...
I hit you before at 30%. This was 50% of my power. Hurts a lot, doesn't it? It's like, oh, Jesus.
Takamichi's like, shit.
I'm going to die.
It's like, this is going to be... And he's like, I couldn't even stop Hakai. And then when Taiju picks up Takamichi and he sees Yuzuha, which beforehand, we did get a shot of Yuzuha just chilling at her apartment watching some idol show. The only thing I could think was, God damn, that's a long cord on those headphones.
I like long cord on headphones too, man.
I mean, sure, but okay, there was a couple things wrong with this for me. So first, headphones plugged in directly into a fucking TV.
We'll keep them on the ear.
What year is it?
It's like 2003-ish.
Okay, I'm gonna continue. What the fucking TV that's done in like some commercial area or some business that has fucking headphone jacks for the TV?
I mean, that's fair, but it is 2003-ish.
I didn't have any fucking TVs that had headphone jacks in them.
I think I had one that had a headphone jack in it.
Okay, I guess
it was a classic tube TV, of course.
I guess this is just a thing I missed then.
Yeah, I had at least one tube TV that had
Even the tube TVs I knew didn't have
Yeah,
that.
I had one. It was right there on the front for me.
And I even had a fucking dial tube TV.
I did too. That was my OG. That was my OG. For shout out to any gamers these days that don't remember having to go to Channel 3 to play your games. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then that just it says that puts some age on me and Zach right now.
And she gets a message on her phone. She reads it, and then we get a cutaway. Then we have the whole church scene of Takamichi trying to convince Hakai and them having this argument. And then Taiji walks in praying to God, and him just decking Hakai, stopping Hakai from stabbing him, decking Takamichi, choking Takamichi. Then we get the moment of reveal. Yuzuha shows up with a knife, stabs Taiju in the back, and him decks the fuck out of Yuzuha.
Dude, just brutally.
Straight on the nose. And then Takamichi, even your sister? And he's just like, Taiju's just like, shit. And he's just like, if not for Takamichi, I wouldn't have been able to move to the side, had a split second to move to the side. That could have been bad. And then Takamichi having mind going, it wasn't Hakai who killed her. Because like Hakai's just like, Yuzuha, why are you here? Takamichi, you told her? You bastard. You're the one who's like, no, he wouldn't tell me. I got a text from Kisaki.
And Takamichi's like, wait, what?
and him going, it wasn't Hakai who killed Taiju. It was Yuzuha. The stab wound must have been fatal. And then realizing that's why Hakai was for Kisaki. He probably had that over his head of revealing that Yuzuha killed Taiju. And just being like, but now because of that, Taiju didn't die. And I changed the past then, yes? Then we get the moment of Taiju's going, him crying and just like, why do you test me, Lord? Now I have to kill my own sister.
Yep. Which is a nice in shot, by the way.
Yes.
And it's also important to note in this episode, we got the little tease for what you and I know about the truth of this family.
Oh, yeah. Taiju going like, let me tell them your secret.
Yeah, we got the little tease of that, of the truth of this family.
Because, yeah, Taiju asked him, do you know why Hakai wants to kill me? And he's just like, to protect Yuzuha. He's just like, he doesn't know you.
Yeah.
You want me to reveal your secret?
You want me to tell this dude?
Because it's a whole weird family dynamic. Because
it is.
In Taiju's mind, he does care for his family in some weird way.
In a very weird, intense, abusive way.
Yes. And then just the other two being abused constantly because even Hakai goes on a rant of like, if I don't wake up early enough, I get beat. If I'm too loud, I get beat and all this weird stuff. And the whole thing is just like... During this episode, I forget what Taiju said. He says he hits us. No, it was the moment when he hit Yuzuha and Takamichi's just like, even your own sister was like, yes, he hits us over. He straight up kills a man with a bicycle, but we don't know that. Which is bullshit. He straight up kills a man with a motorbike.
That's so true. That fucking chapter.
That's a slight spoiler for anyone it is. But it's not also a true spoiler at any means.
It's not. But if you know, you know. It was like last week when me and Zach pointed out that Easter egg. If you know, you know. Which I still have to make that into a TikTok. I forgot about it. Yeah. Out of the TikToks I've released this week, I've got the first Handyman Plus one coming out tomorrow. It's from our question episode.
Also, I almost forget to discuss the whole moment of Yuzuha stabbed him and he gets pissed. What's he do? He straight up one-hands a fucking pew.
Yo, true. True.
Taiju's level of strength is on ridiculous scale.
Like, and this dude's like 17, right?
Yeah.
Like...
For anyone who's seen a pew and knows what a pew is, one hand pick up a pew and throwing it is not physically possible. I don't care what kind of bodybuilder you are. You're using two hands on that motherfucker because it's unwieldy and long as fuck. You are not taking one in, picking it up, and throwing it
This
at
man
somebody.
straight up Hulk this thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Zach tagged us in Rooster Fighter Volume 1.
Cool.
Barnes & Noble. picking that shit up, baby. Shout out to Rooster Fighter. Here we go. Here we go, baby. Oh, man. What a meme that fucking series is.
Oh, man.
All right. Favorite episode of the week. Blue Lock. I can't get over the visualization of everything. It's so good.
Handyman Saito and the ridiculous that is.
Well, then again, it did have the mushroom penis, so that's acceptable. All right, let's get into manga chapter ratings for the week and wrap up the show beautifully. So no weekly shonen magazine for me. The site that I use for all of them is currently under maintenance, and I tried to go read it somewhere else, and like literally 3 different sites pop-ups on each of them. Like,
probably not for me either, because I honestly haven't read Eden Zero in like almost a month.
That's fair. I will say when I took a peek at 227, we're back into like we're hopping around quick.
Okay.
I'll just say that. Like I peeked at 227, immediately realized I didn't read 226. So I went back to 226, and I'm just like, okay, so 226 is like Draken, 227 is Nero, Poseidon Nero, and I'm just like, we are hopping around.
Oh, we're doing
quick.
some time shenanigans?
Like we're just like, it's not even time shenanigans. They're just like, they're going to the points they know about, not wasting time.
Okay.
I'm just like, whatever, man. So I don't know how to feel about it. That series has become so mid.
So he does that thing that he always does. It's just like
wrap things up
and just like, oh yeah, all these characters that we
Yep, exactly. Boom. All right, anyway, One Piece 1074. I'd probably give this one a 7. My Hero and Black Clover both on breaks. JJK 213.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay. Michio's Gore Family 165. I will give it a 10 because we have the introduction, in my opinion.
Of the mother?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on. We've already had introductions to like multiple mothers, but no. No, we've had the introduction to basically, in my opinion, a Shao Tucker 2.0. Like straight up. Like, you remember the dude that I talked to you about where Korichiro used his blooming ability and this random dude just popped up and just dipped out like nothing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that dude came back into the picture. Apparently, he's the father of Tsubumi, who is like the original head of the Yozakura family. And
so he's their grandfather?
Like, he would technically be like great grandfather, because keep in mind the current family is the 10th family.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So Tsubumi is she's the first, and with her blooming ability.
So my understanding here is that now it's just a family civil war, because you told me their father showed up and they did a thing with him, and now their great grandfather has shown up. So are we gonna get his father?
We'll see.
Because all I know now is that this series has father issues.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, so this dude, Tsubumi's like blooming ability is that it can essentially pretty much heal any sort of wound.
Okay.
Essentially. And this dude, like, in a very weird, fucked up way, like, he has good intentions on wanting to just try to help the world, but he does it in a way of like he would constantly experiment on his daughter, like cut her open and shit, because whatever he did, she'd just heal from.
Yeah.
So it's like a, in my opinion, like a Shao Tucker 2.0, where this dude is he is mentally fucked up for his work, where it's like he will sacrifice his daughter for it, essentially.
Gotcha.
So it was a dark chapter, and it ended with a very nice shot, because this dude like just strolled up and he said to the current family, yeah, you guys aren't ready. You guys will be nice and ripe in a few years, and I'll come back and collect you then. I'm just here to get Tsubumi's body, and I'm going to leave. And that's essentially how it was set up. And they're like, Korichiro's just like, bitch, you out of your damn mind if you think you're going to walk in here, threaten us, and tell us that you're our enemy, and you just think we're going to let you leave, and everyone's ready to fuck this dude up. Next chapter's going to be awesome.
As he throws hands and wipes the floor with them.
Probably what's going to happen. Cool. We'll see. Anyway, Undead Unluck.
He's a new enemy. They're all Vegeta.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes, it's time to get my shit wrecked. Oh, man. Undead Unluck 146. I would give this one a 7. Mashle 143. Did not read it.
I'm surprised you didn't read this.
I did not read this one.
It's just Mash doing leg calisthenics against his father.
Okay.
I'll give it a 7. Oh, and then his father going, oh, well, you're too late. This isn't even my true form.
Oh. All right. Sakamoto Day is 106.
I'll give it a 9. It was a nice moment.
Okay. I didn't read it, unfortunately. Elusive Samurai 97.
8.
Okay. Blue Box 88.
7.
I think so. I think 7's good. P6 68.
7.
Akane-Banashi 49.
8.
Chainsaw Man 120. 7 for me.
Yeah, 7 sounds about right.
Kaiju number 8 80. I'd give this one a 9.
I'll give it a 9 as well. It was good.
Yeah, very good chapter.
I do it so it's kind of just like. So they beat the orphan character by making them know for sure that they're an orphan now.
Oh man, that's one way to put it.
I was like, damn, that's harsh.
All right, hopping over to Webtoons. So shout out. Let's Play and Sub-Zero both are coming back very soon. Sub-Zero will be back by next Handyman Plus episode.
Hey.
I'll have probably multiple chapters to review, so I'm looking forward to it. unOrdinary 293.
You give it an 8.
I give it an 8 as well. Weak Hero 229.
It's fucking Philip Kim to the rescue.
Bro, who would have thought Philip Kim would have been the hero of this series?
I give it a 9.
I give it a 9 too, bro. Like, this chapter was so good. The ending shot alone, awesome.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, who would have thought Philip freaking Kim would have been the man who's going to piece everything together?
There's one. Is everyone here? There's one more person. Walks in the door, +1.
Yeah. Yo, I'm so pumped for this climax right now for Weak Hero. I'm so damn excited. Eleceed 208.
10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a good
You
chapter.
don't give out 10s often.
It was a nice little chapter because it's the whole. The World Academy is being screwed over. There's tons of betrayals. People are here to kill. And the previous chapter ended with, as the number 1 ranked of the World Academy is about to get killed, Jaiwoo does this thing and just speeds his way, grabs her, and she's just like, I'm here. And everyone was like, why do you do that? He's now being the target. And Jaiwoo just being, and just I was like, I'm going to run around and do what I need to and get them on me and to save as many people as possible. And everyone just seeing him do this, and then all of Jaiwoo's friends jump in. And they all joined in. And then one dude, part of the group who's not part of the group, but part of the top 5 of Korea, he gets a moment with the principal of the Korean Academy. He's like, just being strong is not how you show your worth. It's when you go up against stronger enemies that you really see your worth. And him seeing that realization with the rest of them. And he straight up walks up to the enemy and straight up one punches the motherfucker into the wall. And he gets a whole nice shot of him surrounded by this energy. And everyone's like, now he's joined in too? And just everyone in the World Academy, what are they doing? And all of them accepting that we're doing our thing. You can join in if you're not. We're going to fight.
Nice. And then lastly, Down to Earth 133. I'd give this one probably an 8. Favorite chapter of the week? I'm assuming yours is Eleceed?
Yep.
Yozakura family for me. It's easy when you have a 10.
Yeah.
That's easy. Boom. Here's your favorite. End of story. All right. Well, that wraps up everything for the show this week. Definitely looking forward to next week's episode because I'm looking forward to seeing BLUELOCK and My Hero this weekend for sure. Honestly, all 3 of the shows right now that I'm watching, I'm looking forward to seeing the new episodes this weekend. And then also looking forward to a couple chapters coming out like the next Weak Hero. Excited for next Yozakura family as well. My Hero finally coming back this weekend too. So.
I may have a new series because I picked up one called 1 Second in Webtoon.
Okay.
It's about firefighters.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, if you want me to add it to the script, let me know.
I'll need to catch up first.
Yeah, and I'll add it. All right, last thoughts on anything? Am I good to the music?
No, we're good.
All right, music's it.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate wherever your platform allows. It does help if you're watching this live. Thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully you'll be back with us next Thursday when we go live again. Thank you very much. Bye.
Make sure to do everything he said and more, such as check us out on our website, spark3.com. You can sign up for free or sign up $5 a month. We'd appreciate that extra support. Make sure to check out some Rogue Energy with our referral link down below. You can use promo code SPARKY3 for 10% off, but you don't have to. Just use the referral link, and that alone helps us, and we'd appreciate that support. As well as going over to Agent Inc. and picking up a jersey. Join the Discord, like, subscribe, do everything that he said, and we'll see you next week. See ya. Bye.